From its mountains to its rivers, Oregon's rich with places where you can find gold right now. But my home state has one extra special spot that's blown me away.
There's gold here at the beach in Oregon. Pretty amazing. I love it.
And it makes sense. The placer gold carried in Oregon's rivers ultimately ends up here at the Pacific Ocean, where it's washed up on beaches. I've come to the most famous one of them all, the incredible Whiskey Run, where prospectors have been hunting beach gold since the 1850s.
You know, there was a town here of about 5,000 people, and they were on this beach, maybe 150 years ago, finding gold.
As early as 1852, gold was discovered by a group of sailors on Oregon's wild coastline. And now, historic rains over the past couple of years have washed more gold onto the beach.
Are you Gannon?
I am.
Dave.
Gannon Smith has been hobby hunting beach gold for years. With more than $2,000 recovered so far, he's following in the footsteps of his grandfather, who mined Whiskey Run in the 1960s.
I've never seen anybody mining on the beach. What do you got going here, man?
Anywhere in Oregon from the Eugene line down, we actually have a lot of sand that has a lot of gold in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a gold cube system with a built-in classifier.
Gannon's using a gold cube to separate the fine gold from the grains of sand. A gold cube is a stacked sluice system that uses water and gravity to push material through each tray. As the heavier gold is caught in the mats, the lighter sand washes away at the bottom of the cube.
And I suspect a lot of the gold that we get is actually going to be trapped in those first two nugget traps.
But he'll need a supply of piped water to make it work.
In Oregon, we can't run motors on the beach to get our gold. So what I'm having to do is I'm going to take this piping and I'm going to pipe water down the creek. And what we're going to actually be doing is using a road cone. But
that's awesome.
This works really, really well.
That is miner ingenuity right there.
Yeah.
I like it, buddy.
Motorized pumps are illegal, so Gannon uses the power of gravity and some hardware store piping to create pressure.
Good, you got good water.
Want to see it work?
Yeah, turn it on. Look at that, very nice.
Yeah.
He's got it figured out. You know, that drop is supplying plenty of water. He'll classify, find the fine gold, and now it's just a matter of how much fine gold is in the sand.
If you want to start feeding this thing while I get more sand.
I can do that. I am seeing gold on there already. This top piece is just a screen. It just classifies it. You don't want these rocks blocking up your sluice. Your black sands go down through this screen, and then it gets trapped in these little grooves. It's just a handy little tool. You can pack this in a backpack and take it wherever you want to go.
A kit like this one is perfect for catching fine gold, and it doesn't come any finer than beach gold.
This is the hardest gold you'll ever catch. It's traveled the farthest. This gold has moved hundreds and hundreds of miles. And that tumbling action and water washing over it, it breaks it into the smallest pieces.
If you're searching for this tiny gold, look for black sands, which beach gold usually runs with. Also, search the back of the beach. Often, big storms push black sand towards the dunes, concentrating it into a beach motherlode.
People don't realize that the Oregon coastline changes dramatically. That's pretty amazing. There was a town here called Randolph, and how many people were here? I heard somewhere in upwards of 5,000 people were in this town.
Yep.
And it was all for the gold, but then things changed and the gold kind of went away.
Yep, so they had a big storm that basically stripped the beach down to its black sand layer.
Uh-huh.
From the reports, it sounded like it was around 18 to 24 inches thick. And
the black sand was?
The black sand.
Yeah.
And with that being loaded full of gold, anyone and their mom could come down and pan it out. It'd be really simple. So, of course, everyone in the surrounding area decided to move here.
Between 1853 and 1855, the sands of this beach created a gold rush, unlike anything ever seen on the Oregon coast. Almost overnight, the town of Randolph sprung up, housing the thousands of people who came to search for their fortunes in the Pacific sands. But coastal gold rushes end almost before they start.
They got to build a little town. They even had a little school for the kids. But just as the sand got stripped and exposed, one big storm came in and took it all away because it's a dynamic system. It's not static.
Yeah.
So I live up at the border of Oregon and Washington, and I go to a lot of the beaches that are just on the other side of the Columbia River.
Yeah.
And for a number of years, we were doing very well. I believe my best trip up there was 8 grams in 2 days.
Wow, nice.
And a couple of years happened, big storms rolled in. It has been completely buried.
So this is the last bucket?
Last bucket, and then we can see what kind of gold we got. Well, it's definitely the prettiest backdrop I've had for panning out concentrates.
Pretty nice.
Well, this is some tough stuff.
This is some of the hardest gold I've ever panned.
I'm telling you.
It's hard. So tell me a little bit about your grandpa. He was a prospector out here?
He worked the same sands that we did.
Uh-huh. Did you ever get an opportunity to prospect with him?
Only when I was a kid, unfortunately.
Okay.
So he died before I got back into gold mining.
Oh, that's too bad.
But he would have definitely enjoyed what we were doing today.
What do you think?
I think that's pretty amazing.
Pretty good?
Yeah, there's a lot of chunky gold in here, actually.
That's pretty good for beach gold. It's pretty good size.
From north to south, there's 360 miles of Oregon coastline that could hold gold. So next time you're out here at the beach, instead of building sand castles, why not build a family legacy and start hunting for gold?
Well, Gannon, this has been a pleasure. It's been fun. It doesn't get any better than this. We got gold, we got a sunset.
And we got some Whiskey Run whiskey.
Get out of here. Cheers.
Cheers to gold.
To the gold and the sunset.
From the smallest creeks
Holy cow. I like this place already.
to raging rivers
We found some gold. Right on.
and the wild beaches of the Pacific coast.
But I am seeing gold on there already.
There is no doubt that Southern Oregon has more opportunity to find gold than anywhere else I know.
There's a resurgence. There's more people out here panning and, sniping and dredging than I've ever seen before. I think they've found solace and they've found happiness out here, chasing gold.